Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion is a game developed by Snoozy Kazoo and published by Graffiti Games. It is an indie adventure game released on April 22, 2021. It is available on mobile, Steam, and console platforms, with the version I personally played being the PC Xbox Game Pass on my second playthrough, and Xbox One through the Xbox Game Pass on my first playthrough. A quick synopsis of the game is the game's protagonist, Turnip Boy, begins with being charged with tax evasion by the mayor of Vegieville, Mayor Onion. The only way Turnip Boy is told he can pay back his taxes and rid himself of the crime of tax evasion is that he must complete tasks given to him by the mayor. These tasks form out all of Turnip Boy's adventure and where the gameplay takes place. Now, speaking of gameplay, I played both the PC and console version on an Xbox One controller, and I would likely recommend that as a preferable playstyle over keyboard on PC or touchscreen controls on mobile. I'm not sure if the mobile version allows a Bluetooth controller, but I know it can be launched through the GameHouse Cloud Gaming app, which does allow you to use a controller. The gameplay itself is very reminiscent of old school Zelda games without all the extra layers added on top. To be transparent, this is not a difficult game and does not have any demanding techniques or gameplay aspects from the player. The game boils down to having 3 available tools, which one tool upgrades about partway through the game. And those items are your sword, which is for combat and lawn care, your watering can, which is for puzzles and lawn care, and your teleplant for teleportation and still kinda lawn care. These very simple pieces of equipment complement easy but cute puzzles that for younger players may take a few moments to realize, but for older players tend to be very trivial in nature. That being said, the gameplay is good but simple, but it doesn't need to be complicated. The fact that it is simple is what makes it so good, and what makes such an enjoyable game is enjoyable as it is. The only issue I personally had is when you get the teleplant partway through the game, you switch using the bumpers, and it often feels as if you don't switch back to the correct weaponry, which isn't a gameplay issue, it's a me issue. I just felt it when I was playing. The story is cute initially and seems very lighthearted at the surface, but as you progress through the tasks that Mayor Onions will give to you, you end up learning of mushroom giants and radioactive goo and asking how did the plants become sentient and why are all the things the mayor once seemed so dangerous. I'm going to head a little more into spoilers talking about it now, so if you don't want to see those, don't listen for the next certain amount of time. The true ending fight, when you collect all of the documents and you fight against God Onion, is the hardest fight in the game next to Liz, and gave me strong memories of running from Undyne in Undertale as she threw her spear at us. The twist at the end of being the son of a great mobster is very cool, especially having you learn it through Old Lemonhead, or alternatively, having learned it through Pickle Gang in the fridge when you were doing the Forsaken Cabin. Forsaken Woods? The hut. You know the one. Turnip Boy requires you to, not 100% exactly, because you don't have to collect all the hats and heart pieces, but you must rip every document within the game in order to obtain the secret ending, which allows you to fight the secret boss. The collectibles aren't hard to find, they're not very difficult, and as noted by the trophy you get in the very first mission, it almost feels as if they're just there for retention. But that's okay, because sometimes you felt compelled to deliver things just to hear what people would say in return to you, and also to rip all the documents in town. From going from a top hat to an explorer hat to being bald as Turnip Boy, or maybe ripping up a waifu poster, a secret love letter, or even a union man's paycheck. You truly are off the rails as Turnip Boy. So, all in all, Turnip Boy is a cute little game that takes about 3 to 4 hours to beat in one sitting for anyone above a young age, and maybe a bit longer for someone in younger age. This quickness of completion versus the cost of the game will probably be a turnoff for some people, but not every game has to be a long length and can simply be a good experience. You're not playing this game for its difficulty, or its depth, or really much. You're playing the game because it's just a good game to play. It's fun to kill time with, and all the funny little references and memes and jokes and one-liners just encourage you to be in this town and help the residents. At the minimum level, it's an easy 1000 gamer score for anyone who has Xbox Game Pass or is someone who hunts achievements. I didn't personally go in with that idea, but initially when I played on console, I ended up 100%ing it. The post-game update, The Limitless Line, feels more roguelike in nature, which might be a sign of things to come in the next game where Turnip Boy robs the bank. He's got a gun in that one, so be a little careful. Well, I hope you enjoyed hearing what I had to say about it. I thought Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion was a really good indie game, and I'd never heard anyone talk about it until I played it, so I'm glad that I got to enjoy it. So everyone have a wonderful day, morning, afternoon, and night, and go Turnip.